You didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome into the Big Blue Breakdown, episode 48 here. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, a sub, comment, and turn on that notification bell so you get the videos that we are posting just like this one and our lives coming up soon. And make sure to go follow us on social media on TikTok, X, and Instagram at BigBlue_breakdown. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. We have a tremendous schedule here for you. We're going to be obviously giving our sponsor, Dubby, sponsors every single video. Big shout out to them. Our official Toledo preview, keys to the game for the Cats, and my final predictions for this game. Guys, I am so excited. College football is here. What is going on right now? I don't have it up, but I have been watching the Boise State, South Florida game. The Missouri Central Arkansas game, I think, is at halftime right now. Guys, it is football time is upon us. I'm so excited to finally be here. It is just awesome. It is literally just right in front of us, and nothing is better than Saturday morning college game day. Nothing is better than a 12 o'clock kickoff, and you get to watch college football today, and then you really know from then on there will be college football every single Saturday moving forward. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this one. But first, before we dive in, we're going to talk about our sponsor. We're going to give them their promotional video. Guys, they have been so good to us here on this channel. I have two of their things. I use them every single time I go to the gym. I use them sometimes even in school as an energy drink when I need energy. Go make sure to check them out on Dubby's website. Just add Dubby. Just look up Dubby Energy, and you will find them. And when you're about to purchase something, make sure to use code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order on Dubby's website. We'll be right back, guys. Gonna get a quick word to our friends over at Dubby. Hello, everybody. We wanted to take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at Dubby Energy. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. Some facts about Dubby. Number one, it's zero sugar, artificial colors, or dyes, or hidden ingredients. It is also gluten-free. Number two, all flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby. You'll never taste anything like a Dubby drink. Number three, the drinks are $1 less, guys. That is cheaper than Starbucks or any canned drink. Lastly, it is made in the U.S. It is close to home. Guys, if you guys are looking forward to going to a Kentucky football game or Kentucky basketball game and you need some energy, get Dubby. Dubby is the perfect thing for you working out and you need some energy. You need Dubby. You need Dubby throughout the day. It is for you. Use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off every single order. Guys, it not only just helps you guys be able to have a clean energy drink that you can use all the time with the tubs that they give you. It helps me and it helps the channel keep growing with you guys. If you guys do that, it helps us post more content and helps them, guys. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. But thank you guys so much for your time here. Please go check out Dubby. Check out their website. And when you are about to purchase something, use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order. What is up, guys? So while that promotional video was going on, I looked up the score of the USF versus Boise game. and we have our first playoff team from last year go down in their opener. There's 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. South Florida has dominated this game. They're beating Boise State 34-7. So a top 25 team will be knocked off once again. Man, college football is officially back, guys. So is this maybe a team? Like, I'm going to be updating, guys, each. Should I do Sunday? Because I know South Carolina plays Sunday. I'm probably going to end up doing Sunday, maybe Monday, for my top 25 and SEC power rankings. Possibly Sunday, possibly Monday. I do not know right there. But I will be doing those every week, guys. So what goes on throughout the week, on Saturday, take that information, make my top 25 again, make my SEC power ranking again. But, man, down goes a giant, a big fall right there for Boise State. And then going into halftime, our first SEC game of the year, 26, Missouri, Central Arkansas 0, 8 seconds left in the second quarter, so it's about to go into halftime. But let's go ahead and jump into Kentucky things here. A Toledo preview, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the Toledo Rockets. So there's a lot of information on this screen right here, and I'm going to explain all of it, guys. So let's start out with what this team did last year, and then I will jump into their offseason and what they are projected to do this year. So in 2024, the Toledo Rockets went 8-5. That is 43rd out of all 134 FBS teams. They went 4-4 in the MAC. Guys, their head coach, this is just on this little graphic right here. Their head coach is Jason Candle. This dude is very, very good. He's had an absolute ton of success at Toledo and is definitely a giant killer, as he killed some really, really good teams last year. We'll talk about that in this, actually here in just a little bit, here in just a couple of seconds. Points per game last year, 28.3, which isn't terrible. 26 out of 134. You expect a little bit more with them playing in the MAC. And then you have opponent points, 23.2, 47 out of 134, so that was a pretty good number right there. They went 4-4 in the MAC last year, which is definitely not a good sign for the Toledo team last year, when they're really projected every year to dominate the MAC. Last year, they did not dominate the MAC. They had really, really good wins outside of the MAC, did not play so well inside of the MAC. And that's something that you can really look at heading into this year, because that's really a tell thing, is they can beat some top-tier teams in the ACC, in the SEC, in the ACC as well. But they can also be not good enough sometimes to be above 500 in the MAC, which is, to me, that's kind of an eye-opening stat right there, which is good for the Cats, obviously, going into this one, to say, like, this, like all these people picking Toledo against Kentucky, all these people saying, oh, this is going to be a really, really, really close game, which I do think it would be a competitive game. Okay, I just want to preference that, but did they look at a very, very disappointing disappointing season last year for Toledo? Are they looking at what they brought in, what they lost? Probably not. They're looking at them beating, to be honest, they're looking at them beating Pitt, right? They're looking at them beating Mississippi State. So, speaking of 2024, they beat Pittsburgh in their bowl game 6 overtimes. What an absolute crazy game last year. 48 Toledo, 46 Pitt, and then they went on the road and absolutely destroyed a god-awful Mississippi State team, 41-17. And guys, I'm going to get into why, specifically in that Mississippi State game, what tape showed the Cats what they cannot do against Toledo if they want to have a W and legitimate success. So, in 2024, they passed the ball an absolute ton. What was a weakness of last year's team? It was the ability to have just the run game going and just be able to hand the ball off. Now, if they wanted to run the ball, they would get it to guys in creative ways. They could not just sit there, hand the ball off, and really have success. Their offensive line had some issues last year for sure. Even with some really, really solid guys on that offensive line for Toledo, they ended up struggling a good amount in the MAC last year. Passing yards averaged 54 from last year. Passing touchdowns 28. Completion percentage 60.9%, which is a very, very good number. We're going to get into Mr. Tucker. I completely butchered that. Tucker Gleason in this episode. Rush yards 115.7. Rushing touchdowns 13. You see that big gap. That's 15 touchdown difference between passing touchdowns and in rushing touchdowns. Total offense average is 369.9, which wasn't the best last year, and they had 19 turnovers last year, guys. 19 turnovers. That is not good at all. They allowed a 1.54 sacks a game. You would like to see that number not be as high because of the competition they're playing week in, week out. Third down percentage, 35%. Fourth down percentage is half of the time they get it, 54%. Now let's go ahead and jump into their offseason. Now they had the 101st. They had the 101st. They had the 101st transfer portal class in the country, averaging a 15.80 grade per player, compared to, let's say, Kentucky, who it was in the 50s. So a big marginal gap there. Key departures. Wide receiver, Jerrion Newton. Tight end, Anthony Torres. Halfback, Jacquez Stewart and Savon Clark. Offensive tackle, Allen Jones. And a center, Jacob James. Key rivals, Trayvon Rudolph from Northern Illinois. Halfback, Chip Trayanum. You might know that name. Guys, you might know that name. From Kentucky, did not play very much at all last year because he broke, was it his arm? I think he broke his arm last year at Kentucky. Did not play nearly as much as we thought he was going to. We thought he was going to be the Kentucky's number one tailback last year. But anyways, tight end, Jacob Peterson, FCS Holy Cross. And then center, Terrence Moore, Pittsburgh. So you take a look at their offensive line. They have some okay returning production, but it's all backups, guys. It's all backups and a couple of transfers that they're going to have to fit in here. It's guys that didn't start in the MAC last year, that sat behind guys that did, that are going to have to take that step up and play a SEC defensive line. You can see where I'm heading with this episode here. Key returnees, QB Tucker Gleason, right? That's absolute huge. Like, he's very, very good. Let's look at his strengths, right? His strength is he's a very, very big quarterback, sitting at 6'4". He has the ability to run the football at times. He can scramble out of the pocket, and this team before has asked him to do a lot with his shoulder, to throw the ball a lot. He's a good passer, guys, but he is very turnover prone, and that's what has led to some not so great moments for Tucker and some great moments for him. When he's not turning the ball over, he looks very, very solid, and that's going to rely a lot on his offensive line and his targets. You bring back your number one wide receiver last year, at least production-wise, in junior, Vander Ross, and then offensive guards Ethan Spoth and Carter Fody, offensive tackles Cole Rett, and offensive tackles Steven Gales. Now, these guys are stepping up from backup roles last year. I just want to say that. These guys did not start last year, so their experience is not really all there for Toledo. Now, they are projected to win the MAC here in 2025. They're projected to at least have a 6-win average, 6 wins here in 2025. And there's a 13% chance they get to 8. So, like, even looking at this, with this team playing in the MAC, like, they're only projected to go 500. I just want people to see that. And all these people picking against Kentucky, I just don't understand it. Like, they lost a good amount of their wide receivers. They lost basically all of their offensive line, and now they're having to replace them with 2 transfers and guys that didn't play and that were backups last year, now moving up, right? And a turnover-prone quarterback at times. This isn't the same team as last year. Wide receiver, they take a small step down, right? In running back, they take a step up, but what is that going to matter if your offensive line isn't really that great, especially when it's going against an SEC defensive line? And also, again, your offensive line is going to be guys that are really inexperienced and that were backups last year. Right? Like, that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Their defense is about the same as last year. Their defense is solid. They lack tremendous production from up front. Something that I want to mention here is their sheer size up front. They do not have that on the offense or defensive line. Their linebackers don't have that size. Again, now their secondary is very, very solid. And let's actually go ahead and get into that. What are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of Toledo? Now, the strengths. Obviously, it's a passing game. When you have Tucker Gleason as your quarterback, they're going to put a lot on his shoulder. He's been in this system before. He's got a solid wide receiver room. It's just going to matter on how good or how much time they have, but he is used to this passing game system. Returning production, mainly on the defensive side of the ball, and a good amount on the wide receivers, and obviously you bring back all of your passing stats and QB rushing stats from last year in Tucker Gleason. So that's good returning production right there. It's just, even when you lose a little, you lose a lot. You know what I mean? And your backups starting on the offensive line. You losing 2 wide receivers that are very, very good, that are very productive, even though you bring back your number 1 wide receiver. But then you have your secondary very, very solid for Toledo, and definitely is the star power of that defense. Now you look at the weaknesses. The trenches, guys. It's going to be the trenches. They are not big up front at all. They don't have the experience, I don't think, really on the D-line or the O-line to be competitive against Kentucky. So, and they can be turnover prone. And what leads to turnovers? It's bad offensive line play. If we're able to get to Tucker, that's really going to be a big factor. And then just the inconsistency. Now, they can come out here and they can beat us, but we also know that they can lose to, Kent State by 1 point. Like, it's not like that's kind of the range of inconsistency here for the Toledo Rockets. Before we jump into keys for a victory, I'm not saying that this team is bad at all, guys. I'm just saying, for a mediocre MAC team last year that is projected to win the MAC at 6 wins overall, that should tell you a lot. What's the positives? You got a really good quarterback, you got a very solid running back, and Chip Trayanum. You bring back your leading receiver. Now, obviously, that's what you lost there. And you have a solid secondary. You don't have the size up front. You are inexperienced up front. You lose 2 out of the 3 wide receivers that were really, really productive last year. I like it for the Cats. I like the matchup here. They were really, really bad last year in run defense, and they were really, really poor at running the ball. What was Kentucky not great at last year? Stopping the run. So maybe that will make it a little bit easier for the Cats this year if that translates from last year. Also, if they can't stop the run, we have one of the best four-headed snakes, or possibly even a duo in the SEC in our backfield. I think I like our odds here, but let's go ahead and jump into keys for a win for the Cats. So I want you to go ahead and jump back to the Mississippi State and also the Pittsburgh game before we keep going. Let me get a drink of water here. Okay, so if you take a look actually at the games against the game specifically, I want to specifically talk about Mississippi State here. Guys, I believe if I remember correctly that Toledo was up by 24 heading into half against Mississippi State. 24 at halftime against Mississippi State. You cannot dig yourself a hole in this game. I'm going to go back to the graphic, but I'm just going to say it. You have to have a fast start. You come out, you punch them in the mouth, you get up 10-0 quickly. Our chances of winning double when you do that. Simply, your chances of winning double when you come out and you smack them in the mouth first. But you can't let them hang around, and you can't let them have a fast start. So ultimately, you have to have a fast start and build a lead and build separation. That is the number one, the first key to a win for the Cats. Number two is going to be dominate the trenches. You're more talented. You're bigger in sheer size than them. So you got to dominate that. And usually in any football game, if you dominate the trenches, you will usually win. Now, obviously, there are multiple cases of that not happening, but if you dominate the trenches, I think you get a win here. Number three, limit their possessions. Don't put it in the hands of Tucker Gleason because he is a very, very good quarterback. He can make plays with his legs, and he can make plays throwing the ball downfield. So let's limit the chances that he has to do that. And that kind of leads me into my last key here, and it's keep it simple. Keep it on the ground, guys. Keep it on the ground. You go back to what I said last episode with what do we need to see from the Cats to feel confident after week 1. And I said a dominant run game. An elite run game is specifically what I said. So let's give our running backs the touches. We're going to be bigger and better up front than them. Let's give our running backs the touches. And for Zach Calzada, if we're going to keep it simple, keep it short, keep it quick. Get him in a rhythm, Keep it 5-6 yard outs, slants, a curl route. Establish the run game. And then 2 to 3 times this game, take a vertical shot on a play action. Keep it simple. For the most part, run the football, run the football, run the football, run until you can't run anymore. 3 to 4 quick passes, a possession, maybe 5 or 6 passes, quick passes, a possession. Obviously, some of these are going to be intermediate passes. Somebody's going to get loose downfield, but I'm just saying the overall. And then some, they're dialing in on that. You take a shot downfield. Just keep it simple, guys, for him. Keep it simple. He's going to be a game manager type of guy. I want to see an elite run game, and I want to see a solid pass game that is what I can't think of the word that I had in my mind earlier that I know I was going to say, but it was I can't think of it. But just if we need to go to the pass game, we can. Even though it's not going to win us the game, but we can go there. It can get us a couple first downs, and then we got to go back to the run game. But it can do that for us, unlike it has in the past. And it all starts with dominating the trenches up front. Keep it simple, guys. Run the football, run the football, run the football. Hard play action. Take a shot downfield. Get him in a rhythm early with some short passes. Keep it simple with those 3 type of steps right there, 3 type of plays right there. No trickery or anything like that. Keep it simple. Get it to your playmakers quickly. Let them do the rest. Get him in a rhythm so he can maybe make a touch pass on a go route. Maybe he can make a touch pass on a slant. Get him in a good rhythm. Don't turn them all over. But these are the 4 keys for a win. Have a fast start. Dominate the trenches. Limit their possessions. And keep it simple. I think with their losses up front and these unexperienced guys up front for them, I really, really like our shot in this game, especially if we keep it on the ground, keep the ball away from Tucker Gleason to do anything special, and then when he gets out there, get pressure in his face, make them one-dimensional, guys. Make them one-dimensional. It doesn't matter if it's running or throwing, make them one-dimensional, and I like our secondary against their wide receivers. Let me be completely honest. I love that matchup right there. Prediction time. Prediction time for the Big Blue Breakdown. So Kentucky against Toledo. What is my official prediction? So I believe, I want to look this up. What is the spread for Kentucky? I think it might be at 9.5. I might be wrong. That's why I'm looking up Kentucky versus Toledo. Right now it sits at Kentucky minus 9.5 points. I was right. So I would take the over if I was you. And guys, I don't want to see a close game. Like, let me be completely honest. I don't want to see a close game. I don't want to see us barely sneak out of this one. I'm not saying that we're going to put up 60 on this team. They're going to score 3. I don't think that's realistic to say. I do think I want to see a clean, organized game from the Cats, and I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to keep it simple. I have the Cats winning this one. I think we're going to put up a good amount of points. Okay, I think we're going to be able to run the ball very, very effectively, and that's going to set up shots down the field that we're going to be able to take and hit. So I have the Cats winning this game, 35-13. I know. It's a lot more than the spread says or than what our people are saying. I don't know what the over-under is. Like the point total. What is the point total here? What is the point total? Let me get that up. So for any bettors out there, obviously I can't bet, not 18. Yeah, but for any bettors out there, if I were you, I would just want to see versus Toledo. Total points prediction. I think it's set on total points is 47.5. Yes, I think that is right. Yes. 47.5. What did I have us? 13-35? 13-35? That'd be 48. I don't know. With my prediction, I have it at 35 at 48. I am taking the half point over. I don't know. If I was betting, which I'm not, but with with all these things coming together, I think Tucker Gleason is good enough to put points up on the board. I don't think he's good enough to put points up consistently. I think we dominate up front. I think we dominate running the football. So I think with that, they're going to stack the box, and we have the guys on the outside to go make a play, and I think we will. So I think that's why we put up 35, which I think is solid going to be against the projected number 1 team in the MAC, 35-13. I would go under just because Mark Stoops, it's just not his cup of tea, is to score a lot of points. So maybe you hammer the over with a high scoring game. But that is my final prediction, my final preview for the Kentucky versus Toledo game. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 48 here. Guys, we are trying to hit a sub goal of 500. Please like, subscribe, guys. It means so much to the channel. We are so close to 70. We are 3 away from 70. It means so much. If you guys would like, subscribe, comment, and share to whoever, guys. It means so much to the channel. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 48 here. And we will catch you guys going live tomorrow at night. I think I will be able to make it to this. I think. Tomorrow night. Later live. Maybe 10-15 or so. And just to remind you guys, new show coming every single Saturday morning at 7:45 is Coffee Before College Football. It's kind of a show to get you before College Game Day and SEC Nation if you watch that as well. Just something where we can just come in here and chat about the games. Not really anything specific. I just wanted to chat with the people in there. I would love if you guys came to and talked with me on that. I don't know if it's going to be too early, but even if we have nobody there, I will talk. I will produce some content. There'll be a lot of content coming out in the next couple of days. Let's go get the wins. Let's go get the win against the Toledo Rockets. This is a big game, guys. Not a pushover team, as I've talked about. I think Kentucky will win. But thank you guys so much for tuning in this one. And as always, go Cats.